The actresses, the filmmakers to meet in Venus. Yeah, we're coming through. Shine your light, let your voices be heard. We're spreading love with every single word. From the stage to the screen, we're making our mark. Me and Venus, together we embark.
Good morning. Today,
Good
I'm
morning.
very happy to welcome. Good morning, Ashley. Ashley Paul, a great singer, and she has a lot of projects and tours and stuff talking to us today. Good morning. How are you, Ashley?
Good morning. I'm wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Yes. First, I want to ask you about growing up and what first sparked your love of music and pushed you toward performance, and a singer and songwriter as well.
So, I can't remember a time when music wasn't a part of me. Uh,
Yes.
I started playing the piano when I was about 5,
Mm-hmm.
and that was really um, very intense for me. My parents got me piano lessons, and I played a lot by ear. So I didn't always listen to the piano teacher, which was kind of troublesome to the piano teacher. 'Cause I was always,
Yeah.
to practice, and I would practice without the sheet music. However, I did some competitions in the piano circuit when I was 6 and 7, but all of a sudden I don't know how it happened, but all of a sudden one day I figured out I could sing.
Uh-huh.
And these notes came out of me very operatically when I was a little girl. And, that was it. Um, I felt like it gave me this opportunity to step out and connect with the world more than behind the piano. And I felt closer to other people by having their eyes sort of on my eyes, and I could sing with my voice, from, I don't know, from in my soul. It just felt more connection for me. I felt more connection. And so once that
Yes.
happened, then I just did everything. Then I started doing touring shows when I was 8 and 9 years old, on the East Coast of the United States. I started to um, sing in bands. I sang at a mall. I just sort of got involved in anything that I could. And I think what was interesting is my a part that I got was a touring show, and it was where I was singing disco. And so because I was singing Donna Summer Disco, I was just so excited. And after that, I wanted to do dance music more than anything. So I think disco was a love for me from when I was really young.
Yes. But tell me about finding your voice and the music genre you like to do. Tell me, how did you find the best genre from point of view lyrics and music and music distribution that you'd like to be your style?
Um, I'm hoping I understand the question properly. I I felt that uh, dance music. Well, dance music has so many different facets to it. There's disco, there's electronic dance music, there's freestyle, there's pop dance, there's traditional dance. So I was kind of in every aspect of that. Do you know what I'm saying? And so
Yes.
with that, I just kept hearing ideas in my head for different tracks. So I would hear a dance track, and then I would think of an inspiration for a few lyrics, and then I would hear a hook note in my head. And it was always kind of based on different things going on in my life. You know, most artists, we write from what's in our heart, and that is usually where the inspiration comes from. So I started writing about so when Boys Cry, which was my Billboard hit, that was sort of different from what I'm doing now, in the sense that that song was actually given to me because a producer named Joel Diamond had heard me singing in a cabaret and thought I had a very strong voice and wanted to go into the studio with me. So we went into the studio, and and we did When Boys Cry. And that song was just a wonderful break into the dance music world. And then after that, I had another song out in Europe that did really well called Color Me Yours, and then This Kind of Love, and Weaving In and Out of My Life. So I had a bunch. And then after that, I decided I was going to take what I could do, which was the piano notes that I heard in my head and the hooks of different words that I felt inspired to write down. I put them together and I turned them into songs with dance tracks from producers. And then I would collaborate with more seasoned writers than myself to create the music that I have out now. And every song, I've been doing this since 2018. Every song that I put out in this genre, I feel like I'm growing. You know, every time I collaborate with another writer, I feel like I'm learning and getting, better at it. And I'm always inspired by something, something very real from my heart. And we can talk about those themes as well if you'd like. So most of my themes are about never giving up, self-love, being strong,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that there's something bigger out there than us that guides us. I write a lot about light because I feel like the universe has a light, and it's shining on us, but we have to see it. Sometimes we're
Yes.
sad. We're sad and we're in the dark, and we don't realize it's there. And I
Yes.
think that it's really important to open your heart and be able to see that light, and then it
Yes.
can come inside of you. So when I'm on stage or I'm writing a song and or you hear it, whether it's on Spotify or whatever, that message that I'm trying to send is see the light, see the love. It's all around you and you deserve it, and take it in and it'll guide you, towards happiness,
Yes.
towards fulfillment, because like we all know in 2025, I mean, I've always known this, and a lot of people are enlightened enough to know this. It's not the stuff that makes you happy, it's the feelings and the passion and how you live your life every day with passion and purpose, and who you are around that make you happy, and I feel very fulfilled when I know that what I'm writing is intended to also help uplift other people. There you go.
Great. So tell me about your collaboration with Love Foundation, and how did you find common points between you and them to flourish your project?
So, it's interesting. They remixed a song that I had called Love Light Me Up that I wrote with a wonderful writing team named Alex Forbes and Jeff Franzel, who wrote for Taylor Dane. And they remixed a song, and I loved what they did with it. And so I reached out to them, they reached out to me, and we said, let's try working on a song together. You know, sometimes there is an element of magic when people are meant to write together. You know, I really believe that. And so I think that's what happened. And they sent me a track. They said, here, Ash, take this track, see how you feel about it. And so I listened to the track, and I'm telling you, the first track that they wrote for me. So a dance music is kind of multi-layered. You have a dance track, and then you write a melody over that, and you write then you write the lyrics. So, and then there's so many instruments in the dance track, but then you have to find other notes in the melody. So I always think of dance music as if it's an opera, like you're putting a whole opera together, you know, and then you have the remixes. But okay, I'm digressing. So Love Foundation, they sent me this track, and the track ultimately was the song Hearts Up. I remember hearing the track and thinking, and I still feel this way, this may be the best track I ever write on. It was so good and so, I don't know, intense, but danced at the same time. It was almost like if a dance song could be a ballad. Does that make any sense? Are you there?
Yes, I'm listening.
I don't see anybody. I just see myself. So it's weird.
Yes. No, I'm listening.
Okay.
I mute the microphone while you're speaking, and so we don't have
I just
any.
want to make sure. Okay. So yeah. So where was I? Oh yes. Yeah, so as if a dance song could be a ballad. That's how I felt about the song. And so I heard the track, and I was like, God, this is so enormous. This track, emotionally, it made me feel so many things that I knew I was going to fly to LA to co-write on this track with a beautiful, beautiful, talented writer named Lucas Marks, who wrote on the album Electric for Katy Perry. He's so talented as well. And I knew I was going to meet him for the first time to write on this track with him. And I was so nervous. I was, can I do it? Can I do it? You know? And so I was on the plane, and I was thinking about my son, that I was leaving him. And I felt like my heart was breaking, even though I leave him a lot for work, but I still felt like my heart was breaking. And I just felt like if I could throw my heart up in the air, and upon takeoff, I would be safe, and everything would be okay. And so as I was taking off, I heard the word Hearts Up, and I saw these hearts, and I was like, oh my God, that's the name of the song. I'm going to call the song Hearts Up, right? And especially since Love Foundation kept saying to me, think of hands up in the air like in a club, but I can't really write like that. You know, like even though it's dance music and it's in the clubs, I write it like it's, you know, a song from my heart, which can be played anywhere, you know, whether it's your kitchen or a gas station, you know, or a club. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Not everybody's at a club. Okay. I mean,
Yes.
I'm
Or under the shower.
Pardon? What'd you say?
Or under the shower.
Right, in the shower, right. Or in the pool, you know, or on the subway. I mean, you know, with your headphones. I mean, you know. So anyway, so yeah, so that's kind of the story of that track. So I got there, and I told my co-writer at the time, I said, these are the words I was hearing. And then we just started writing about hearts up in the air, you know, that it would basically protects you because there is only love. And that's, you know, that's what the song's about.
Yeah.
And that's, I'm
yes,
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was
No.
saying that. I was just saying that so after we wrote Hearts Up, Love Foundation and then it was like the song did so well, and people really got the message, and that I think they gave me another track called Dance You Gotta. And then they gave me another track, which I wrote with someone. I wrote a song called Blindfolded, which actually I wrote that song in the studio the day after I signed my divorce papers. It's like so it's like about being blindfolded, not in the sense of you're blind, but in the sense of not really knowing what's next, but trusting the universe that you'll be shown the right way to be. The steps will
Yes,
continue. And
yes.
so, yeah, but
Mhm.
go ahead.
Yes, I want to ask you, especially because you've been performing a bunch of time now. I always wondering right now because I think you have witnessed how the music industry changed, and this is related to records, to albums, and to concerts, and to performance and tours and everything. Tell me, for right now, for one artist, what kind of resources for an artist, uh, you know, uh, for him or she or him to pursue his career, especially everything right now is digital, is online platforms and music video on the internet, music on platforms like Spotify. So tell me, how did you accommodate yourself for this change of the music industry?
It's really hard because there's the creative side, and being an indie artist, you have the business side. So I just try to stay open, and I go with the flow. Everyone who knows me knows that I go with the flow, and I'm not, I'm very open to change, and I seek things out and I just try them. And, I do a lot online. Um, I'm a big fan of DistroKid. I think that they're very helpful. And I think also your publisher can also be very helpful as well. If I have questions or I get confused about something, I don't hesitate to call ASCAP. They know me very well. I call them and I ask them a million questions. Am I doing this right? Is this okay? Um, I think that there are a lot of resources out there right now, online, for independent artists. And you just have to sort of keep your eyes open and be open to the change. I think that it's not easy, that's for sure. And for live shows, that's sort of a whole other topic. The live show industry is very hard. Just getting somebody to pay attention to you for booking is challenging, and let alone getting paid. That's a whole other story. And then getting paid on time. I mean, it's not easy. If I sat and
Yes,
thought about all those things, I wouldn't be able to write. You know what I mean?
yes.
So,
But,
yeah.
but right
It,
now, artists rely, I mean, on they don't rely anymore on sales of singles or
no.
albums right now. I think you rely on doing concerts and special appearances, I imagine, right?
Yeah, and you have to build your brand. I think
Uh-huh.
that's personally what I'm actually working on right now as well. You have to build your
Yes,
brand. You want people to know about your music. You want to get out there.
yes,
I mean, I'm it's kind of I'm going to be totally honest with you. It's almost like being a politician, in the sense that, like, I'm serious.
yes,
I was picking up some food the other day at the Grove, and somebody said to me, "Oh, someone said something, oh, I really like your pendant," or something, because I always wear this pendant even on stage. My mom gave it to me, and it's very special to me.
yes.
And
Uh-huh.
she's no longer with us, and so it means a lot. And so I said,
Yes,
"Oh, thank you." I said, "You know what?" I said, "I wear this on stage all the time." And I said, "Why don't you take a stream of my music?" I said, "Here, let me write down my name. You can go to Google or Spotify and listen to my song Bingo Baby, because we're talking
yes,
about Bingo Baby right now." And
for sure.
he's like, "Oh, great!" And then he had someone else come over and he said, "Look, Ashley Paul, she did this on Bingo Baby." They start looking it up. I know this is so silly, but I do that everywhere I go.
Yes.
Like, that's just
Very
another
nice.
thing to do. You
Mhm.
just have to be your own best advocate, your best agent. Nobody's going to sell you like you can sell yourself. That's the bottom line. You
Correct.
have you have to
And
sell your
you sell your image and also your talents. I mean, everything. Mhm.
Yes.
And
I
I
mean,
think right now is on social media is easier. You can reach out to new friends easier, I think.
yes. So, well, so I mean, social
Yeah.
media is great. TikTok.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh.
there are some artists who have, oh my God, 5, 6,
Millions.
7,000 followers on TikTok. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not at that, but that TikTok's incredible. Instagram's incredible. You know,
Mhm.
Facebook musician page is very good because it's the different demographics. So every social media is kind of a different age
Of
range, I
course,
think.
course,
And so
for sure,
that
yeah.
you want to have everybody listen to your music, you know, and that is one thing I've been very fortunate with is that I do have followers that are young and then I have followers that are older. And
Yeah.
it's just wonderful. And that's just sort of how I am as a person anyway. I have friends that are younger, I have friends that are older. And I write to the heart, you know, and that's
Hmm.
really where that's what I'm aiming for, you know, and we're all just in a costume. We all have a heart and a soul underneath, and that's really the most important thing. So yeah.
For sure. But tell me about your plans here, what you're planning to do, uh, singles, performance, touring, what you're planning to do. And
So
if you have a dream you would like to realize in the upcoming period.
I'm sorry, what is the last thing you said?
If you have a dream you would like to realize in the upcoming period.
A dream. Gosh. I feel like
Mm,
I feel like I'm living my dream. But
right now.
but there's always more. There's always another stage that I haven't conquered yet. Okay.
Right.
So right now I'm in the middle of a lot of writing projects. So I
Great.
have, which is like so wonderful for me because that is like how I stay grounded. That is because that's the work, you know? And if you can't make the work the best it can be, what really do you have? I mean, that's just the way I look at it. You know, I think it all comes back to the quality of the music, and that is the most important thing to me, you know. So I'm working on a
Yes.
project right now with I'm in the middle of finishing a song with an incredible artist from the United Kingdom who also was very well known in the States, named Denise Pearson of an incredible group called Five Star. So we're in the middle of writing a track together with Love Foundation and Lucas Marks. We're going to be finished with that. I don't have a title yet. We're going to be finished with that probably next week and hopefully drop that in end of May. Then I'm also writing a new track with my producer, Joel Diamond from When Boys Cry. We're writing an incredible new song together. And I'm excited because it's not something that I have done lately because it's dance, but it's more disco. It's like Andy Warhol meets Beyonce. It's incredible. It's a very Studio 54 kind of song. I love it. So we're going to finish that song. And then I'm writing another song with Jeff Franzel and Alex Forbes called Rave is My Lullaby. And we're writing that with a producer in Vegas. Oh God, he's like a really young, very hot producer right now, and DJ named Michael Wagner in Las Vegas. He has a residency there, so I'm working on that with him. And then, oh gosh, I know I have another one. I can't. Oh, and then I have like two more songs that I haven't released yet. So I'm trying to figure out when I'm going to release them. But I got to get through these 3 tracks right now, you know, first. And then I'm hoping, I don't have all my dates yet, but the plan is mid-July, to be going to the UK to do some large festivals, which I'm really excited about. And then in the fall, I'm supposed to be going to Japan to do some shows. So I'm really excited about that too. So, and gosh, that's all I can remember right now.
Okay.
but I'm
Yes,
really
I remember the song "Big in Japan." You know, it's a song from the 80s I used to listen to.
Oh,
And I hope you'll be big in Japan as well.
yeah. Well, Bingo Baby, that song Bingo Baby that I had out, that's out still, did really nicely in Japan when it was all over the world. I mean,
Mm.
Bingo Baby was splashed
Yes,
all over the world, that I did with Richie Neville of the boys band Five and Love Foundation. So that was splashed everywhere and it hit Japan. So all of a sudden there was an interest in Asia. So we're working with somebody over there, and that's why I'm going to be going over there. And so, yeah, so I'm really excited about that too. If I had to pick something that was my dream, well, it's interesting. The shows that I would love to do, I would love to do more stages. So I would love to do like a dance EDM concert in an opera house, in Austria or in Switzerland, or even in the United States. I would just love. I just think they're so beautiful, and I'm actually an opera singer from my training. I was actually my vocal coach, who was a teacher at the Met, the New York Metropolitan Opera, Maria. She was trying to push me to go into opera. And when I applied to colleges, I got into the University of Southern California opera program, which is really hard to get into. But it just, as much as I love training that way, it wasn't like my dream to be on the stage in the opera house. But I would love to do like a really, really cool EDM track, a new one maybe, and open at an opera house with that kind of music. I think it would be really cool. So that's kind of a dream.
this is will
Honestly,
be very nice.
but honestly, when you talk about a dream, it's like I feel like right now I'm living the dream. I
Yes,
have so much gratitude for the people that help me, and for the music I'm writing, and what I'm getting to do, that I feel like I would just like more of it, to keep going, to be able to be going as long as I can. Like I'll be 98, and they'll have to drag me off the stage.
Ashley, I want to thank you very much for the live, and I
Thank
wish you all the best
thank you.
in your upcoming songs and tours, and I hope you can realize an action figure, Japanese style, anime or manga. Tells an artist to do like an action figure or cover of your song, manga style. It would be very nice to promote yourself,
Oh, that's
in a Japanese style. Maybe it's an idea because
that's
myself, I as well, I love Japanese culture. Yes, and in Japanese
more about
animation.
let's learn more about that from you. Maybe you could send me an
Yes,
email about it or something. That's really cool.
yes, this
I'm
is
sorry.
great.
Thank you so much. It was so
Yes,
nice
yes,
to
it was. You,
Thank you for having me.
likewise. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the day. I wish you
Thank
all the best.
you.
Thank
I
you.
wish you
Bye bye.
blessed. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Bye.
Bye.